Alexa Bliss just returned in a big way that's opening up the doors for a lot of big speculation. We'll also check out how this affects Charlotte Flair, Tatum Paxley, and more. Starting things off with the major return of Alexa Bliss and how some very exciting things could be happening there. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair are deep into their tag team partnership with each other at this point in time, nearly approaching a year and a half of being together as a unit. And like we said before on many Alexa and Charlotte updates, these two from a storyline perspective really hit their peak during mid-2025 throughout late 2025. The classic can they coexist narrative really worked well for Alexa and Charlotte and made them extremely interesting and entertaining and great to watch for that stretch there. But coming into 2026, their story and narrative together definitely lost a little bit of steam there. They kinda teased some disagreements there between the two of them and the idea that they were on separate pages in early 2026, but those teasers didn't really go anywhere. Things sort of stayed quiet for Alexa and Charlotte for a majority of 2026 until just recently, where Charlotte started to have some issues with Jade Cargill and her crew. Things have gotten real personal there in recent months. Charlotte Flair screwed Jade Cargill out of multiple title opportunities, and Jade Cargill fired back by severely injuring Alexa's arm as a way of getting back at Charlotte. This caused Alexa Bliss to miss several weeks of actions and led to things boiling up even more for Charlotte and Jade's feud, bringing us to the August 7th edition of SmackDown that saw Charlotte Flair vs. Jade Cargill in the main event of the night. As expected and as usual, Jade's entire faction got involved in the match between Charlotte and Jade, and that's when Alexa Bliss made her return and walked down the ramp. The lights then went out, and Tatum Paxley appeared from the top rope to take out the remaining members of Jade's group, opening up the door for Charlotte Flair to capitalize and defeat Jade Cargill in this SmackDown main event. After Charlotte Flair picked up the win, Alexa and Tatum joined her in the ring, and the newly formed trio all celebrated together to close out SmackDown. But let's break down all the little clues and story hints that could be forming here. First of all, for Tatum Paxley, it doesn't get much bigger than this. She made her main roster debut in the main event of SmackDown during a big match between two of SmackDown's biggest juggernauts of Charlotte and Jade Cargill. That's an absolutely massive deal right there that does make Tatum Paxley's arrival feel important straight from the jump. What's also nice here is that, at least for the time being, Tatum's friendship story arc appears to be complete. Throughout her time in NXT, Tatum Paxley was always looking for friends. Tatum Paxley found some along the way in NXT, but it was all temporary friendships that ended with her friends betraying her, getting called up to the main roster, or getting released from WWE. Every single time Tatum Paxley found solid friends, something tragic always happened to break them apart and leave Tatum Paxley all alone and heartbroken again. So, after a long search for friends, it appears that Tatum Paxley has found herself some close friends with Charlotte and Alexa. So it's nice to see that NXT storyline get paid off in Tatum's first night on the main roster. She didn't want to be alone anymore, she wanted close friends, and now she has them right off the bat on SmackDown with two huge stars and two legends of the women's division. But now the other big question we have to ask, and that's the question of how long will this trio of Alexa, Tatum, and Charlotte last for? Because fans are already theorizing, speculating, and picking up on some subtle hints that are taking place. And these hints are mostly coming from Alexa Bliss, and again, it's all very subtle things. When Alexa made her return on August 7th, telling by her makeup, her gestures, her demeanor, this doesn't appear to be the same Alexa Bliss we've been seeing since she started teaming with Charlotte Flair. The version of Alexa Bliss we saw on August 7th was definitely giving off vibes of the dark and evil version of Alexa Bliss. The version of Alexa we saw from 2020 and 2021, and the version we briefly saw in early 2023 when Bray Wyatt and Uncle Howdy started influencing her from afar. The facial expressions alone from Alexa on August 7th really just give you the vibes that this is the dark version of Alexa Bliss. The evil version of Alexa has re-emerged. Alexa's facial expressions and demeanor wasn't the only clue of this idea. There's a lot of emphasis on Alexa once again wearing her old play and pain gloves, which again was a staple of her evil character. and also the big return and reveal of the Lily doll itself. And the lore is that Lily is an evil doll that's known to influence Alexa into those bad decisions. Alexa had Lily during her days of teaming with Charlotte, but Lily sort of went missing for a bit prior to Alexa's elbow injury. But Lily is now back and is with Alexa Bliss again. Not only that, but Alexa had the supernatural ability of shutting down the lights in the arena to set up the big spot of Tatum's debut. So it's not just crazy fans once again theorizing about evil Alexa Bliss. Between the gloves, Lily, the facial expressions, and the ability to shut off the arena lights, there were a lot of subtle clues and hints at the idea that this was the evil version of Alexa Bliss, the slightly supernatural version of that character. Lots of clues leaning in that direction here. Alexa previously stated that the evil version of her character was retired. But it's just hard to ignore all of these clues from August 7th that all appear to indicate that the evil version of Alexa Bliss has returned. As far as what caused the evil version of Alexa Bliss to return, maybe you can say it was the arm injury that Jade Cargill gave to Alexa. Maybe the evil version of Alexa was not a fan of how soft Alexa was becoming, and that's why this alter ego had to resurface to get Alexa back to being feared and back to being at the top again. And the other big fan theory is that, sure, we'll see this trio of Alexa, Tatum, and Charlotte take on Jade and her trio, but fans really feel like it's only a matter of time before Alexa and Tatum drop Charlotte Flair and betray her. Sure, all of them are friends, but it seems like Tatum's true loyalty resides more with Alexa. Alexa was the friend that brought Tatum to Smackdown. Alexa is the one that relates more to Tatum. They both have that evil feel to their characters. It definitely feels like Alexa and Tatum will be clicking on all cylinders with each other, and Charlotte is sort of going to feel like the third wheel here. And when Alexa and Tatum start feeling like Charlotte is the weak link, then it'll only be a matter of time before Alexa and Tatum take out Charlotte Flair. That sends Charlotte back into singles action as a babyface, and leaves the evil and heel versions of Alexa and Tatum to take over the women's tag team division, with Alexa being the shot caller and mentor for Tatum Paxley. Alexa could use Tatum as her main weapon to unleash on the division, and that could be a really insanely cool duo right there on their own after Charlotte is removed from the picture. Alexa even posted something on her Instagram story that created a little buzz and conversation. Alexa posted a picture of the three of them from SmackDown, and she placed an evil face emoji on herself and Tatum Paxley while putting a crown emoji on Charlotte. So maybe that's an innocent post that doesn't mean anything, or maybe that's a subtle way of telling us that Tatum and herself are evil, and Charlotte shouldn't trust them. So finally, things are very, very intriguing here for Alexa and Charlotte's story after the inclusion of Tatum Paxley. So we'll have to keep a close eye on Alexa and see if the evil persona has truly returned. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below, don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.